Thank you very much. God bless Nigeria. Very quickly, Mr. President, ably represented, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor and privilege of welcoming us to the special day for the National Health Insurance Authority. The CEO, NHIA, ably represented too, and the high-power delegation from NHIA. You are welcome to Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, particularly the Lagos International Trade Fair 2022. Permit me to quickly present members of the chamber that are here this morning. President, Ashwaju Dr. Michael Olawale Cole, CON, is unavoidably absent, but is represented by a Vice President of the Council, by a Vice President of the Chamber, who is also the Chairman of the Trade Promotion Board, in the person of Engineer Leye Kukului. He is supported here today by the Director General of Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, our own indefatigable Mrs. Dr. Nhia Amona, FCA. Also here we have Princess Layo Bakari Okewo, who is a member of the Trade Promotion Board. We have Mrs. Victoria Onofoko Abadino, who is a member of the Trade Promotion Board. We also have here our very good brother. I just told him that I'm meeting him for the first time, Engineer Bashir Adewale. You're welcome, sir. There will be further introductions in the course of today's event. But before I invite the President to present the address of welcome, let me invite my sister. Now, pronouncing her first name is of difficulty to me because my DG bears the same name. So, my sister DG's namesake.
Thank you, sir. Today is our special day. The NHIA. For most of us, we are already used to the acronym NHIS. So I want to let us know that we are no longer called NHIS. National Health Insurance Scheme is now known as National Health Insurance Authority. We are moving forward. NHIA is a leading agency. When I mean we are leading, we are leading. NHIA is one of the agencies you walk in and get services. We're still leading. We are working towards getting every one of us, all the citizens of this country, to have access to affordable and quality healthcare services. That is what we are known for. So today, we are going to be exposing to you some of the programs that have been recently brought up to make sure that we get to our expected end. What's an expected end? Universal health coverage, getting everybody on board to achieving, getting quality and affordable health care. So without wasting much of our time, I want to introduce some of the top management of the NHIA here present. I want to welcome the General Manager, Lagos Zonal Office. He's on his way, Mr. Olufemi Akimbade. He's been the one championing the cause of NHIA in Lagos. He will soon be here with us. From our head office in Abuja, I'll be welcoming the General Manager, Media and Public Relations Unit, Chief N.I. Haruna. He's here with us, all the way from the head office. We have also present with us the Deputy General Manager, Media and Public Relations Unit of the NHIA, Mr. Emmanuel Ononokbono. We have also present here those also working with Mr. Olufemi Akimbade to see that things move on smoothly in NHIA Lagos office. So we have the state coordinator of the Yaba State office, Mrs. Catherine Tanzamado, present here with us. We also have in attendance and seated right here, Mrs. Aisha Abubakar Haruna. She heads the state office, NHIA Lagos. So we also have other important guests that have come to grace this occasion. We have sorry, I forgot to mention one of our DGMs also here. She's going to make a presentation for us. She's Dr. Kapuna Ekton. She's a DGM, focal officer. She's in charge of the group and individual family social health insurance program at our head office. So also present here, we have Dr. Oyetunde Oyedapo. He is the MD, Rodins Healthcare Limited. Rodins Healthcare Limited is one of our HMOs. We also have here present in our midst, pharmacist Biola Paul Ozie. She's the current president of the Healthcare Providers Association of Nigeria, the Lagos State chapter. Can we welcome her, please? We also have in our midst Dr. Adegbenga Ademolu. He's the medical director, BA Clinic. We also have our different representatives from different MDAs present here with us. Also representatives of our different HMOs. You are all our important guests. So I will urge you to relax and have a good day with us. Thank you. So in kicking off this program, we'll have an opening remarks. It's actually meant to be from our zonal coordinator, but since he's not here, we'll be calling on Mrs. Catherine Tanzamado to give us an opening remarks. She's going to be giving that opening remarks on behalf of the sorry. I think before the opening remarks, we'll have the...
If you want to open, we have to welcome you first. Kaba. Nagode, Ajia. Now respectfully invite the man who has the key to welcome all of us to the trade fair, the President of Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Dr. Olawale Cole, CON, ably represented here by a Vice President of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the Chairman of the Trade Promotion Board, Engineer Nhia Kukului.
Yeah, I'm not really surprised that the scheme has now become authority, because last year you rolled out so many of your success story, and I knew with those your success story, you have authority to do more. Uh, the protocol that has just finished by Chinyere and the one by a man is so robust, so strong. The pillar is so strong that if all of us here want to stand on that existing protocol, it will stand. Then on that oath, I really want to stand on the existing protocol. After this, the words that you may be hearing from my mouth, they are not my words. It is the word and letter of the President of the Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Dr. Michael Olawale CON, who said I should use this microphone only. And whatever word that is coming out of that microphone is his word. If there is anything that you think is not right, please just send it to me back and back to him. I would diligently deliver the message. On behalf of the council, on behalf of and the entire member of Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, I'm pleased to welcome you all to the National Health Insurance Authority Special Day event at this ongoing 2022 Lagos International Trade Fair, LITF. Our generic theme for this annual fair is connecting businesses, creating value. The theme underscores the importance of business relationship and networking for health creation, wealth creation, and trade partnership. The theme also underlines the value of interaction between producer of service and service provider and end user. The COVID-19 pandemic exposed the weakness and even the world's most sophisticated and equipped health system in response to the many nations are rebranding their health sector to provide resilient health system that can withstand unforeseen future disruption. Financing health has become heavily constrained due to little limited, especially in developing countries like India, inclusive, while the advanced models are becoming more popular across global in response to meeting emerging health challenges that has led more people vulnerable to life-threatening. Nigeria adopted the health insurance scheme intending to ensure the health of employees, corporate organizations over this period. The Health Insurance Agency in Nigeria has created regulatory environment to manage the activities of registered health management organizations, HMOs, in quest for strengthening the operating environment for HMO and hospitals. The National Insurance Scheme, NHS, that had metamorphosed into what we have for today, National Health Insurance Authority. Despite government and health insurance stakeholders relentlessly effort in enhancing access to quality healthcare services with the earnest momentum course, The acceptance rate among the informal sector is not encouraging. Operators have expressed worry that less than 10% of Nigerian population has signed up for National Health Insurance Scheme. Over 190 million are still paying out of pocket to access health care services. The Insurance Authority Act will boost confidence of existing and potential investors in health insurance scheme and further position Nigeria to determine and deliberate on achieving universal health coverage UHS present in many areas across country. We need to create an enabling environment that is attractive to private investors, government local and non-fund healthcare delivery in Nigeria. This year's trade fair is specially packaged to showcase innovation in goods and services of indigenous homegrown businesses and enterprises in Africa, thereby giving them a platform to connect with partners and investors across the world against the inducted by the COVID-19 pandemic, the Ukraine-Russia war, and the global inflation that is needed to invest new method and model of doing business. Digital payment has become one of the driving force of business operation across the globe. At this year's fair, we are featuring some African countries in the African Hall, hosted by Afrexim, that is Africa Import and Export Bank, as a practical way of promoting AFCTA and boost intra-African trade. The country include Ghana, Sierra Leone, Cote d'Ivoire, Rwanda, South Sudan, Cameroon, and others. The overarching goal of this 2022 Lagos International Fair is to create value by supporting the marketing aspiration of our exhibitor, including domestic investors, foreign investors, bilateral trade agencies, multilateral conglomerates, and unicorn like. The Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry is proud to associate with NHIA in the push for a more effective healthcare system. I confirm that this fair is rich with extensive media content displayed across traditional and social media platforms to give more publicity to exhibitors, sponsors, and partners. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad to welcome you all warmly to the NHIA Special Day at the 2022 Lagos International Trade Fair. Thank you all for your attention, and God bless.
Thank you very much, sir, for the eloquent delivery of the President's welcome address. Of course, the import of that is that the reward for hard work is more work. From scheme to authority, that means that the agency has more work to do. At this point, I'd like to hand over to your anchor for this segment, Nhia.
beautiful opening remarks. So without wasting much of our time, I want to call on Mrs. Tanzama Catherine, the Deputy General Manager and piloting the affairs of the NHIA in the State Office of Lagos here at Axix.
Good afternoon. Please excuse my voice. I'm sure you can hear me. Sorry, I have a cracked voice, so I'll make the best of it. So I request to stand on the existing protocols. It gives Mr. Femi Akingbade, the General Manager in charge of Lagos Zonal Office, the pleasure to be invited to deliver the welcome address today at the National Health Insurance Day of the Lagos International Trade Fair. Mr. Akingbade would like to specially thank the organizers of this veritable platform to showcase the operations of the National Health Insurance Authority in their mandate. Our mandate is universal health care coverage. As you all may be aware, universal health care coverage is a top priority on the global health agenda, as well as an integral part of the Sustainable Development Goals, which many nations, including Nigeria, are pursuing vigorously for the benefit of their citizens, including our core members. The National Health Insurance Authority Act 2022 provides for the mandatory health insurance for the financial access to quality health care for Nigerians and legal residents. We all know that prior to this act, health insurance wasn't mandatory, and that turned out to be the weakness of the former act. People opted in or out. But with the new act, we are all mandated to get into the program. Prior to the signing of the National Health Act 2022 into law by the President Muhammadu Buhari, CGFAR, on May 19, 2022, NYC has been committed to providing health insurance for all mobilized core members following the presidential directives as evidenced by the flag off of the program on February 11, 2022. Should you get to know, recently I met a parent at Igbobi, and she brought a very young girl. Her legs were all tied up in all sorts of things. And I went to greet them, and she said, oh, she's a core member. I said, really? She said, yes. Does the NYC board know that this child is in this dear trouble? She said, well, they only told them, and that they excused her resuming at the camp. Immediately, I picked up confidently my phone, and I called the HMO in charge. And immediately, they were there to talk to the girl's mother, and they spoke with the girl and got her details. And the mother was so overwhelmed that, they could be attended to. As Chinyere said, we are moving on, and we are indeed determined to move on. A good applause to our DG, who is not resting, is ensuring that no one is left behind. Excuse me. So the group Individual and Family Social Health Insurance Program, acronym GiveShip, is a platform to enhance social solidarity to all, inclusive, and leave no one behind, in ensuring access to quality and affordable health care through health insurance coverage. It is one of the strategies to reposition the authority to cover all Nigerians. The flagship person, when she comes here, she will gladly inform you the details you need to know about all this. Be rest assured that National Health Insurance Authority is committed to ensuring health insurance coverage to all Nigerians and legal residents. Mr. Femi Akingbade, thank you very much for listening, and he wishes you all a successful and an impactful session. Thank you.
Ma, the slogan for NHIA is, "We are leaving no one behind." The informal sector is not well captured. We've designed programs to capture every citizen of this country. We have the group, individual, family, social health insurance program, and is leaving no one behind. So without wasting much of our time on our dance troupe, for a few minutes to entertain us. The dance group, please.
My brother, who they shake like your pikin they shake like this? To treat am, you don't spend money. My brother, come. See, the latest now what they now be say, he get one of my friend where they work with NHIA. See, that my brother, now final. See, if you carry go their office, whether you get money, whether you don't get money, I believe you go do something for you. Man, I carry go meet him. My brother, that if you don't come. My brother, see, this my friend. His son, they shake. I can't say, wait here because you don't spend money, go hospital, go this one. They don't agree do again. Do Twitter now, I say, man, I can't come too. I beg, tell him.
My brother, my people of Nigeria, my people of Lagos State. You know what be the full meaning of NHIA? NHIA na full meaning of NHIA na National Health Insurance Authority. Our work be say, if you know say you be Nigerian and you never register under NHIA, make you register because with that your registration, treatment na free. One. Wait, no shout. If you dey registered under NHIA, because every hospital wey dey for Nigeria and they work under NHIA. So if you dey registered under us, NHIA, if you bring your children come, your family, may you no forget say if you register as a group, you fit register as a person, you fit register as a family. So if you register under NHIA, your family dey safe. Thank you very much. Abeg, make we rush go NHIA office, make we go register. Carry your pikin mo dey go carry am.
I'm sure we all enjoyed that. Please, can we give them another round of applause? I guess all of us want to dance like this. You can only dance like this if you're healthy. If you're not healthy, you can't dance like this. If you have money stocked up in the bank and you're not registered with NHIS, you're wasting your time. Let me tell you one thing. One day you will be sick. You don't have money in your pocket, or you don't have access to that one in the bank. What will happen? You'll be stranded. When you register with NHIA, all you need to do is to walk into any of our registered healthcare facilities, you get treated, and you go away. It's as simple as that. It is as simple as I have said it. So to expose us to one of the programs covering the informal sector, because we realize the informal sector are not fully covered in NHIA, Dr. Kapuna is going to be talking on the gift ship, the group, individual, and family social health insurance program, which is focused mainly on the informal sector. She's also going to be exposing us to the National Health Insurance Act, which has made this program mandatory for all Nigerians. So let's welcome to the podium Dr. Kapuna Eta. She's a DGM and she's a focal officer handling this beautiful program.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Just before I start, I was going to ask that they should play some music because I have cover under NHIA and I think I can dance quite well. And do you have some music for me, please? Not to say anything bad, but I was just thinking in my mind, if I dance that way and I have an accident, something happens to me, I'm covered. I am covered. So I will dance at the end and I will enjoy some of us here to join me. So let me go quickly to my presentation. I don't want it to be abstract. I want it to be practical. I want us to relate. If you can just put the presentation on the screen, let's go ahead. This is NHIA. You will pardon us because we are quite used to saying NHIS. So we say NHIS, NHIA, we mean the same thing. It's NHIA, National Health Insurance Authority. It's going on to the next slide. All right, thank you. So I'll be talking about gift ship. Gift ship is group, individual, and family social health insurance program. Gift ship. And it's leaving no one behind. Everyone is enjoined to join this program. As Chidima has said earlier, we hear a lot under NHIA, people that are working with government are covered, but gift ship takes care of people that are not working in the formal sector. So I'm going to give you a little bit about gift ship, and I'll be open to questions that may be asked. It will be a brief presentation, just telling you about the NHIA Act, brand new, still a baby, May 2022, and the important highlights or features of the NHIA Act, what gift ship is, the categories of gift ship, one of which has been mentioned here as an example, the benefit package, extremely important, and then I'll conclude. Now, why is health important? I know a lot of people say education is important. It is, but if only if somebody is healthy. One can postpone their education for 6 months or a year, but you cannot postpone when someone falls ill. Which is why improving health is critical to human welfare. We talk about having businesses here. An ill person cannot run a business. You must be well to be able to run your daily chores. We have talked about UHC, Universal Health Coverage. It is a global agenda of which Nigeria is a part of. And we aim to get health coverage by the year 2030. We believe that GIFSHIP is this roadmap to getting there. As I mentioned, Nigeria has committed to this agenda of universal health coverage in 2030. For us to know where we are now, let us have a look at where we are coming from. We had the NHIS decree signed in 1999, and the scheme was established. You are very well aware of the pilots of community-based health insurance between 2000 and 2004. Thereafter, we had the launch of the formal sector social health insurance program, which a lot of federal government workers are under. Next, we had VCSHIP. For some of us that have been around long enough, had heard of this program, the Voluntary Contributor Social Health Insurance Program. Then, we had the introduction of the SHEARS. SHEARS stands for the State Social Health Insurance Agencies, of which every state has one, including Lagos State. Then the launch of this was in November 2020, and brand new is our NHIA Act in 2022. Now, what are the key features? These are the points we should take note of. One is the nomenclature. We are no longer National Health Insurance Scheme. We are now an authority. Mandatory health insurance for all Nigerians and legal residents. It also empowers NHIA to promote, regulate, and integrate health insurance in the country. This was lacking in the previous act that we had. We also have about 83 million Nigerians that are classified under the vulnerable group. This act has ensured that they are also taken care of. Another key feature is mainstreaming state health insurance, which every state has one, Lagos included, and a few operational modifications. Let me go to the key objects of the NHIA Act. There are 3 in number: to promote, regulate, and integrate health insurance. And what will this do? It will expand population coverage. The next is to harness the private sector participation in service delivery. As we know, the government cannot do it all. And this will improve geographic access to healthcare. The third is to carry out innovative actions to achieve universal health coverage. And the aim of that is to achieve universal health coverage by the year 2030. Now, what is GIFSHIP or GIFSHIP, depending on the way you want to pronounce it, the British or the American way of pronouncing it? It's a platform to enhance social solidarity. It is all-inclusive. It leaves no one behind in ensuring access to quality and affordable health care through health insurance coverage. The main objective is to ensure that people outside the formal sector have health insurance. The little diagram at the corner, I'm going to make a demonstration of that. Madam, please, can you hold hands with her? Madam, hold hands with her. Please hold hands with him. Please hold hands with him. Madam, please, can you come forward? No, you can. You have to come forward. Still keep your hands together. Please come forward. You have to hold your hands. I'm only calling her. Please come forward. You have to hold your hands. But madam, come forward. No, they can't go. Madam, come forward. Madam, come forward. Just only you come forward, but you must keep your hands together. What I'm trying to say is that when we have health insurance and we have GIFship, we cannot leave anybody behind. Once we hold hands, everybody must come along. Everybody in this room must come along. We may call one person. She has known about GIFship. I'm going to call her GIFship. But because she has told her sister about it, and her sister has told her other sister, and the sister has told her other brother, that circle, just like the beads on my hand, they are all tied together. And I'm not going to lose any one of them. Everybody must be enjoined to come forward. And that's what GIFship actually is. It's making sure that everybody is covered. And you know how it is in our country. If I am ill, my sister is ill, my husband is ill, my children is ill. But when we are all covered, we wouldn't have to worry so much about how much we have to pay to even go to the hospital. Thank you very much. Please have your seats. Please clap for them. I hope I did not do something to the screen. So let me continue. They are trying to sort this out at the back. Group, individual, and family social health insurance. Now, we do know that we may be privileged to be here, but I have uncles, aunts, cousins who may not be here in Lagos, who may need access to healthcare. What GIFship does is, from a lack of access to affordable and quality healthcare, through GIFship, they can get quality and affordable healthcare. Now, who can join GIFship? We have small and medium enterprises, associations, youth, adoption by philanthropists, people in diaspora. We know what the economy is right now. And if one is ill, one may not pursue what they can use to put bread on the table. But once their health is assured, I believe they'll be able to do that. Those in the political offices have also embraced GIFship, and I will show you one of the categories. Now, individuals or self-employed can as well join GIFship. What is critical here is the ability to pay, and if the person cannot pay, to be paid for. And I'll tell you how much it is to earn. So for the beneficiaries, individuals can pay for themselves, families can pay for themselves, for groups of people, association, retiree unions, socio-cultural organizations, religious organizations. In fact, the group of dancers that came and entertained us, their group can also come as a group under GIFship. People with disabilities, multinationals can pay for them, donor agencies, and other NGOs. Now, although GIFship is a broad term, we have 4 subcategories. The first one is the general one for everybody. Everybody can come, you and I can come, register our extended families under GIFship. We have what we call the constituency projects. Now, those in National Assembly have covered members of their constituencies under this program. So they pay for them and they enjoy healthcare, access to healthcare under NHIA, under this program, the constituency project. Now we have the retirees, and currently we have 2 groups of retirees under this. We have the police retirees and the SS retirees. Now, a few people have asked me, oh, how did you choose this particular tool? We didn't choose them. Their organizations decided to pay for all their retirees under this program. They took it upon themselves to pay for their retirees. And the latest one we had, of which you just heard one of the experiences of a member, is the which was just flagged up this year. And since the flag off of this GIFSHIP N, NHIA has covered almost 500,000 core members in the country. So if you know anybody who is a core member, they can access healthcare under this program. Now, to the meat of the matter, the cocoa, which is the money. How much does this cost? For an individual, and up to 3 individuals related or biologically related, it is 45,000 naira. So person, it's 45,000 naira. If he brings his spouse, it's 45,000 naira. If they have one child, the man, his spouse, or the woman, her spouse, and their child, it's 45,000 naira. Next is the family. The minimum in the family is 4. With each additional family member up to 9, the average is 15,000 naira each. And in a group, a minimum of 10 persons is 150,000 naira. This 15,000 naira I am mentioning is not per day. It is not per month. It is per year, per annum. Today, I came in from Ikeja here. I took boats. If I take boats to go back and come tomorrow, that's my 15,000 naira has finished. In fact, one day, if I go during peak time, it is gone. So 15,000 naira, is it too much? Is it too much? Is it too small? So I should take it back. We should increase it. So it is 15,000 naira per person per annum, averagely, for this country health insurance. Now, what is the benefit package? Some people will say it is 15,000 naira. What is inside the benefit package? They will only give us paracetamol. It is false. By the time I go through what is inside the benefit package, you will agree with me that this package is worth 15 plus 20 zeros. Let me go on. Now, the benefit package will be provided by accredited healthcare providers. NHIA has accredited healthcare providers nationwide. And I'm going to tell you the scope of coverage. They have been actuarially determined, and they consist of preventive, promotive, curative, and rehabilitative services. All these. Now, there's a little peculiarity. The waiting period of a minimum of 90 days before access to care. Now, since our act and health insurance has been made mandatory, the waiting period may reduce because we have more individuals in the pool. There is also a minimum of 6 months for surgical procedures and high-cost surgical procedures and other high-cost investigations. One or two people may ask me why. It is because we like our woof. We have had several people who have come in, who know a surgery in the next 2 months, come in to have the surgery and they leave. And I've told you we need the numbers so that there is an equilibrium. Those that are young pay for those that are older. Those that are healthy pay for those that are sick. It is an insurance. You believe that there won't be any need for it. I give a very good example. Those that insure their cars, if anybody has a car here, at the end of the year, when you go and renew your papers, would you tell them, I've had no accidents, back my money? No. That's not how it works. I tell them, if you don't fall sick within a 10-year period, let us thank God. It will be used to pay for other people who will need the care. I have this triangle to show us the levels of service delivery. At the base, which is the widest, which is where we all come in, is the primary care. Most people need only primary care. A few need secondary, and fewer still need tertiary. So everyone comes in at the bottom for primary care. Now, what are the primary health care services? I wouldn't bore you with medical terms, but I'll just show you a few slides. Curative services to common ailments. As they say in medicine, common things occur commonly. And the most common reason why people go to the hospital is actually malaria and upper respiratory tract infection. And that is definitely covered under this program. Routine medical laboratory investigations are covered. Education, health education is covered. Maternal and child care services are also covered. Especially as Nigeria wants to reduce the indices of maternal mortality and infant mortality and under 5 mortality. Primary eye care, dental and mental services are covered, and accident and emergency cover is also covered. Now, under primary health care, there are some surgical procedures that are covered under primary health care, like incision and drainage, wound debridement, circumcision of male infants, drainage of pyelonekia, what we commonly call Whitlow, is also covered. Under internal medicine, you can see a whole list of things that are covered there under primary care. The children are so precious and so important, so we have quite a lot under pediatrics. Under HIV, AIDS, and STIs, we have voluntary counseling and testing, health education, mental health is covered, and there may be some other illnesses listed from time to time by the NHIA. Still under primary care, we have the O&G for the women. Acute pelvic inflammatory disease is covered, vaginal discharges, routine antenatal care for 2nd to 4th pregnancies. Family planning services. I will mention here that it is the education that is covered alone. We believe you should take responsibility for the commodities that may be needed for family planning. Ophthalmology, we have a few things there. If I have to list all the ailments that are covered under this benefit package, I'm not sure we'll leave here today. So this is just a summary of what we have. Under secondary healthcare services, we have specialist medical, surgical, ear, nose, and throat. We have laboratory, pediatrics, O&G, internal medicine, psychology, psychiatry, ophthalmology, and management of HIV/AIDS. I believe everybody here seated has a pamphlet. Do you all have the pamphlet of the GIFSHIP benefit package? Can I see it if you have it? I don't think everybody has it. Do you have the pamphlet of the GIFSHIP benefit package? Okay, if you don't have it, she's moving around, she'll give it to you. That shows you what is covered under this benefit package. Now, all procedures that cannot be handled at the primary or secondary level of care will go on to the tertiary level of care. Emergency care is also covered. in Abuja, but I'm here in Lagos. If by the time I finish dancing and doing my acrobatics, I have a little mishap, I am definitely covered. They will take me, my colleagues here will take me to the nearest NHIA accredited facility, and I'll receive care from there. So under emergency care, establishing an intravenous line, a simple tracheostomy, control of bleeding, cardiopulmonary resuscitation, aspiration of mucus plug is covered. And the beneficiary will get this as first aid before moving to his primary place of, his primary provider, where he usually gets care. It is important that I put this up. These are the exclusions. We have the complete exclusions and the partial exclusions. The ones on the left, the bottom two in the slightly brown colored, are the ones that are partially excluded, while the gray colored ones are fully excluded. Now, one of the exclusions there is drug abuse and addiction, occupational or industrial injuries. This is covered under the Workmen's Compensation Act. A very good example is the COVID-19 pandemic. Usually there's a national response to that. So epidemics or pandemics are not covered. Some hearing, for the ENT, hearing aids are not covered. As much as I love contact lenses, they are not covered. I have to make do with my glasses because they are excluded under the package. Cosmetic surgery for the men who want to have their six-pack back, or for the ladies who want to increase the anterior portion of their chest, you'll have to pay for that. NHIA does not cover that as well. Injuries resulting from natural disasters such as floods, as we have heard in the news recently, there is usually a national response for that as well. I'd mentioned earlier, family planning commodities are not covered. Domiciliary visits, which means that I'm at home, I want the doctor to come and see me or the nurse to see me at home, that is not covered under our benefit package. For periodic medical check related to illness, the authority is working on that because we also believe that prevention is better than cure. So we're working on the list of investigations that can be done for a checkup, a medical checkup that is unrelated to any illness. Now, for what is under partial coverage are high-cost investigations like the computerized tomography scan, CT scan, or the magnetic resonance imaging, MRI. That's the enrollee or the beneficiary pays 50%, while the HMO pays the other 50%. And also 6 sessions of renal dialysis, the share is, it's co-insurance, 50-50. I'll have to mention here that apart from the GIFSHIP N, which is the NYSC, there is a co-payment of 10% of drugs. This is different from the co-insurance for high-cost investigations and renal dialysis. This is just a summary of the GIFSHIP benefit package. Is it comprehensive? Is it comprehensive? There is 10% co-payment for drugs, true or false? There's access to care in emergencies, true or false? There is some partial exclusion like CT scan, MRI, true or false? There is total exclusion, for example, pandemics, true or false? Is there foreign treatment? 100% for everybody, A+. I think this is a very wonderful class. Now, how do we enroll into the program? We have our website, www.nhis.gov.ng, And if you go to the downloadable documents, you will see the gift ship pamphlet. Please download it and read it. It's about 22 pages. It won't take too much of your data, I promise you. We have 36 state offices plus 1 in the FCT. Any of our state offices can give you the information of how to enroll. And the state offices and the addresses and the contact details are all on the website. We also have national call center numbers that are listed here on the screen. And I want to mention Lagos. We have 2 state offices in Lagos. Lagos State is the only one that has that. 1 in Yaba and 1 in Ikeja. 1 in Yaba is at 443 Herbert Macaulay screen. And the one in Ikeja is at 112 Awolowo Way here in Ikeja. And the number you can call is there on the screen. We also have our social media handles on YouTube, on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Please use a little bit of your data and follow us on these social media handles. When you register at any of our state offices, you select one of the accredited healthcare providers and select a HMO. If there is no illness, we thank God. But if there's illness, you visit the primary healthcare provider. As I had mentioned, most people will only need primary care. In case there is secondary care needed, for example, if a woman needs a cesarean section, or a baby needs a tonsillectomy or appendectomy, an authorization code will be given to proceed to the next level of care, secondary care and or tertiary care. We are quite aware that when we run a program like this, we would expect to have feedbacks, positive feedbacks, negative feedbacks. The feedbacks help the authority to grow. Can visit any of our state offices for any grievance redressal. Can we have the slide back on? So you can contact the HMO either by phone, email, SMS, or visiting the office, or the NHIS, the nearest NHIA office, or any of the call center. The call centers are available 24/7. In conclusion, GIFSHIP is a laudable program. It formalizes the informal sector for people that feel that they don't work with government. Therefore, they cannot have health insurance. It brings everyone on board. It doesn't discriminate which sector of the society belong to, or there's no age limits. We have 90-something-year-olds on our program. We also have those that are 3 months old on our program. NHIA GIFSHIP is a vehicle to achieve universal health coverage in the country by 2030. Remember I said, the NHIA Act of 2022 has made sure that health insurance is mandatory, meaning it's compulsory for everyone. Nigerians are enjoying to join GIFSHIP for easy access to health care, and indeed, no one is left behind. Our slogan for GIFSHIP is GIFSHIP. It's only our staff that have told you, but now you know it. GIFSHIP, leaving no one behind. GIFSHIP, leaving no one behind. I think I'm going to talk. You are not encouraging me. Can we have some some music, please. And I can ask anybody here to join me. Band, can you give me? Okay. Give me a Gypsy song, the one you have just formulated. Or I can sing if you wish. We are waiting for them. I should sing. It has stopped, oh. I don't want to dance. You have to give me money to register people under gift sheet. Let's go. Who is joining me on this platform?
And I want to carry my love away to a place she loves.
Thank you very, very much for listening. You've been a great audience. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Kapuna. That was well delivered in a very simple language. I hope we all enjoyed that presentation. With chicken money, 15,000 naira. It's not even enough to give boys beer. So we are encouraging you, if you're not registered with any of our programs, to come on board with gift ship. It will save you a lot of stress. So please, can we give another round of applause to Dr. Kapuna for that presentation? We are almost done with our day. So I'll be handing over to my colleague to wrap up.
Thank you very much, Nhia. Please put your hands together for her. In the course of the presentation by our doctor, the President of Lagos Commerce and Industry joined us. His message had been delivered by the chairman of the Trade Promotion Board, but he'll still do something on behalf of the chamber, which is statutory. He will make a presentation to NHIA on behalf of the chamber. Mr. President, sir. Of course, naturally, he'll be joined by the DG and the chairman of the Trade Promotion Board.
On behalf of the industry, it is to give this dog end of the trade fair for access to all the exhibitors here. Can therefore use that to extend even your market in terms of reach. So, on behalf of SCCI,
yes, I'm told that part of the history in the making is a photo session. I don't know whether NHI, do you want to have it here or down there? Hey, Nhia, where is the photo session? Here or there? Okay. Please, The NHIA officials, please join them. TPB members, please join them. TPB, please join us. Please, TPB. Are you sure you can get all of them, or we should cut them into two? Hello, Peter Obe, photographer. Paparazzi. Can you get all of them? Okay. Staff of NHIA that are here, please. All the staff of NHIA. All the staff of NHIA that are here. If I don't see your face, that means that you did not attend this event. Then we'll have a little moderation to our normal program. Hello, please come down on the music. Please come down, come down. Come down. Please come. Now, before the vote of thanks, the further of getting us, and I think we are still going to take the photographs again, because I see the Deputy President joining us. Hello? Hello? We are not through. Two speakers, but particularly Dr. have told us one or two things about NHIA. I'm not too sure everybody here got a grasp of what was said. So I'm inviting at least two questions from the audience to the NHIA. Mrs. Sholani.
Good afternoon. My name is Bosu Sholani. I'm a member of LCCI. My question, why will someone who has subscribed to the scheme be denied by an HMO? One happened recently. Then two, if I want to subscribe and I want to use a general hospital, what do I do? Thank you.
Okay. I'm Dr. Priscilla Imade.
I have said one. If I want to subscribe and I want to use a general hospital, how can I go about it? Secondly, recently someone was denied to use an app. No, a subscriber already was denied using the hospital. The person has been paying and the hospital refused to treat that person. What would have gone wrong there? Thank you.
Thank you. I'm Dr. Priscilla Imade, Vice President, HCPAN. I thank the speaker for at least she gave a very good representation of what giftship and NHIA is. And I'm so impressed with the coverage and the comprehensiveness of the program. I'm also impressed that it is now mandatory for everyone. So everyone is entitled to have insurance in Nigeria. But my reservations are these. I would want the speaker to at least tell us what giftship represents. I know it's an acronym. We cannot just assume that everybody here knows the meaning of the acronym. You may well help us to spell it out. And then people in the rural area, is there a provision for them on this scheme? And then the artisans we have on the streets, how do we intend to reach out to them? What program is NHIA putting in place for massive campaign as per how people can know about this program? Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think I can pick up those questions.
Thank you very much. Audience has been very attentive. If not, they won't be asking questions. If you remember during the presentation, I mentioned accredited healthcare providers. To the best of my knowledge...
Sorry, please. Please, can we have some decorum? If it's from outside, please tell those outside. We need the decorum. We need to get to hear the responses to the questions. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Almost all general hospitals are on our list. So for further information, visit the state office, tell them which facility you want to use or which general hospital. They will let you know that it is accredited or not, and then you can choose it. Now, for the individual that went and was denied care, we would have to get some more information about that. Remember I mentioned a 90-day waiting period. Did it go within that time? Remember I mentioned for surgical and high-cost investigations, it's 6 months. Did it go at 4 months? So we would have to, if the individual doesn't mind, he can go to one of our state offices or call any of the numbers that were shown on the screen, and he can explain further. And if it is something that has gone, is a breach against the program, the state office will take it up. Madam, it means group, which is G. I had put it on the screen. Individual, which is I. Family, F. Social, S. Health, insurance, HI program, giftship. Group, individual, and family social health insurance program. A lot of people here may not be aware that the NHIA accredited facilities are actually very widely spread. And the highest number is in Lagos State. Even those in the village, in my own village, should I tell you, I'm from Cross River State. And my village is in northern Cross River. We have about 6 accredited healthcare facilities in my local government alone. So it's actually quite widespread. So those in the villages, you'll be amazed. And we actually have quite a lot of providers, and more of the providers are actually private health practitioners, more than even the government. So even those in the village can still enjoy under this program. Just find out from the nearest NHIA state office. Tell them the region or the area you are looking at. They can tell you which facilities are there. We cannot tell you choose this one. That is against the ethics of where I work. I cannot tell you which one to choose. I can just tell you there are 6 in this area, and these are the 6. You choose which one you want to choose. I believe I've been able to answer everyone's question. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma.
Thank you, everyone, for your patience. So we call on one of our general manager here present, Chief N.A. Haruna. He's the general manager in charge of the media and public relations unit of the NHI. He's going to give us the vote of thanks.
The President, Lagos State Chamber of Commerce, members of the High Table, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. To start with, I want to thank our Almighty God for bringing us successfully to this point. I also want to say a very big thank you to each and everyone in this hall for standing by NHIA on this event of NHIA Special Day. As we disperse from this venue, it is my prayer that God the Almighty will guide and protect us on our ways to our respective destinations. Once again, I say a very big thank you.
And on that note, we invite our good friend of the house, someone we know so much, and someone we love very much, Ajia Aisha Abubakar Haruna, to please step forward and lead us in the closing prayer. Okay, you heard him say, God be with us. But it's on the program that he will do the closing prayer.
I thought my GM, who happens to be my father, made a prayer when he was giving his closing remarks. With God Almighty, we started this program, and with him, we are closing it. We give thanks to him for making this, our NHI Day, a huge success. And we pray that by this time next year and many years to come, we will all be here to grace the NHI Special Day. With this, we want to wish every one of you who have come from far and near to grace this occasion, safe journey to your various destinations. Thank you very much. May God bless you all.
Amen. Thank you very much. Coming up shortly after this is the...
Please, for more inquiries on the gift ship program and other programs of the NHIA, we indulge you to visit us at the African Hall, number 5. Please. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Coming up later at this venue today is the special event for the National Deposit Insurance Corporation, NDIC. Don't forget to join us for the NDIC special event after this. You are once again invited to the NHIA Pavilion to hear more about gift ship and other products. On this note, shall we rise for the Nigerian National Anthem? God bless Nigeria. And lest I forget, all special days are streamed live on our social media handles. On Facebook, you can visit us at Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry. These and other videos are stored up there. NDIC will be coming up shortly.